music down. As I was driving here in Richmond, I thought I'd pull over. I need to turn this off. This ain't talking about nothing. The power was so great as I was thinking about Minister Farrakhan and his relationship with his teacher and how passionate he is. And when he spoke about his mother, the time she was in the presence of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he thanked her for his son. And he said, Farrakhan said that the mother said, I'd never been with that man. I don't know about that man. That's the old school virtue of the mothers whose names is honorably mentioned as a virtuous woman who may have never known a man. Child father, Minister Farrakhan. He never knew his biological father in that way. But he was perfect. Not for no adoption, but for the connection. He belongs to me. Just as the apostle would say about Timothy, leave him to me, bring him to me. How many times I've lamented and cried almost for the come to the minister. And I met him in 2003 in Pastor Willie Wilson's church. Anybody can search the audience and see me in a green suit, clean-faced, fresh out of the prison. The European told me in his Department of Corruption, I don't know if it was parole. Yeah, I think it was parole. One of the conditions was to not leave the state. But DC is the District of Columbia/Virginia. Don't cross the gun line, boss. So for they had read letters from Brother Jabril. The Department of Corruption had censored every letter. 2 of them I had received from Brother Jabril while he was suffering a stroke. I have to mention this. Somebody sing it. Hold on. They're walking at high noon with one beer in the hand, doing the dope walk. Oh my! Let's get back to the wisdom of what pulled me over, and how it is that Timothy is described to be a spiritual son. In fact, a spiritual father. Read Timothy and see how it is. The apostle in the day of examination. You're not fit to judge Brother Timothy in his relationship with the man. When Pastor Willie Wilson's church, I got right back on point. After watching a man lament fresh out of a jail or in a prison, I stood waiting my turn. And for some reason, I was able to just walk right up on the minister and shake his hand. And I made a promise. I mean, many has promised him. But he said, greatly desiring to see you. He wants to see you. If you can't tell, I am the one. God said, he's the one. And we fall in sync. You accept your own and be yourself. You're the only one that can answer the call. But he kept us safe for his work. Ever since I was a child, may Allah see to this. Truth is my witness. I am his witness and he is my witness. When you have prayed to Allah and he answers you and he connects you and downloads and encodes something into your chemistry, to your makeup, where you can't even fall. And if you fail, let me get to the meat of what I'm trying to get into. Not even the meat, even this, the vision that I was shown as I was sharing it with Brother Jabril. He has the documents. I'm sure he kept everything. And there's one brother in Mosque 24 who took and kept the letters. He had no right to do it. But maybe he has preserved it. Brother Shane, Minister Tracy, and I could talk about it, how brothers need to come together. Don't be like the degrade where you reject and despise your own brother Joseph and throw him in a ditch and claim you have Muhammad for your father. Farrakhan has spoken about spies and agents moving through the ranks. But the arch deceiver shall be fruitless. When you look at their works, they've done nothing. There's no regeneration. The mosque should be full. Every mosque. Mosque 24. They had even ran to Brother Supreme Captain Mustafa. I have spoken to him over the phone over the years. I made one video, not speaking in nothing against the Nation of Islam. But these brothers would try to take something and run with it because they feared, just like in a prison. Every time Allah gave me voice and gave me testimony, it was so powerful that some of the brothers said, he must have been in the mosque on the street. But even Jerry, whose name was Jerry X Dunk, or something like that. Now Jerry Muhammad, whom I give the greetings to. Why give me the greetings if I am not fit and suited? You see something that is so beautiful that I can put it before the world wide web. The knowledge of self. Our brother Timothy. You look at his face. When I came to you clean shaven, you talk. Remember when I first seen Minister Farrakhan on a post in Washington, D.C., I must have been 12, 13 years old, and I said, I couldn't take my eyes off him. I said, look at this man, he's clean. But he don't look like no clown. And he was very serious in his announcement. 12, 13 years old, I don't know nothing about this man. But I was born to serve him as a spiritual son. Bring him to me. I have words that is acceptable in his sight. He said that his spiritual father was well pleased with him. I would like to do the same. I was born March 1st, almost on leap year, 2 days after Savior's Day, February 26th, the Mahdi 145, Brother Timothy 53, the same age that he came to America. And I'm right here in the state of Virginia. Take a look. Not far from the governor's office, where after I came out of the concentration camp, I worked and helped to build the historic church where a man had died. The mayor, one of those officials, had died, and they had honorable mention for those slaves who better not leave until you open the door and make every white. Some of them died while they was trying to help white people get out of the burning fire of serious hell. And as I was in that place and learning about this historic monumental place too, where they had 1776, they met in that church, and Thomas Jefferson and all these people that's buried right down the street in Jackson Ward, or projects, or Red Hole. Oh Allah, yeah, I speak your truth. Virginia, I was born here, and I can speak about it in the year 1970, the year of God. It was almost leap year on a Sunday. Allah allowed me to come forth. Breathe the air that he spoke the truth in. Stir up the gift. Be fashioned and formed in a house of faithful. We say, you're a man of faith. Greatly designed to see you with being mindful of your tears. Timothy has suffered. And let me get to the thing that pulled me over. I have much to say. And I don't know how long we've held you. Not even 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, I would have made my point, hopefully. But when you're full, you can understand what Minister Farrakhan, he tells you in truth. But in this vision, I wrote to Brother Jabril Muhammad in a concentration camp in Virginia, while he was suffering and overcoming his stroke and dealing with the brotherhood. He shared with me, and he sent a book. Is it possible that Honorable Elijah Muhammad is still physically alive? And I had many encounters that I could bear witness that he lives. Something was going on that I had to get guidance from. And just like the angel reached out to Minister Farrakhan, he wrote letters while he's overcoming his stroke situation. Just had happened. He was still writing and still pushing. When I see him today. But in that letter, I saw myself in a dark place that seemed like the universe, it was murky. It was almost like the womb of a woman. And there was stairs, like you see the intestines. Stairs. The first step started off, each one was a little platform that had a little distance, and as you kept going up, there was no going back. You couldn't look down. And each step got tighter and tighter to the top. And at the top, the door came open, and there was Minister Farrakhan in a classroom, and he had the ruler. And they went from there to other that is written. That's as much as I can remember. But the brother Jabril has a letter, as I shared with him. And everything I wrote him, you know what he said? He didn't say, brother, you need to cut it out. Brother, please stop. He said it was interesting. Interesting. After I'm sure he has heard much. His confirmation from the believers over the years as he's doing Farrakhan the Traveler and explaining the journey. He lived in a house with Elijah Muhammad for 6 years. 6 years, I believe. Bernard X. Kushmir / Jabril Muhammad. Just like God allowed him to live with him for 3.5 years and observe his ways, 6 years. This man is special. I can't even. He said he has protected us, but everybody knows who Brother Jabril is. And I would be glad if you could tell him in Phoenix to contact me. Message me. He said, I want you to let me know when you get out. That was the closing of the letter. And from there, I could tell you much about, yes, even you could be invited to the wheel. Is he crazy? Is he insane? A madman. You could be called. Well, I'll continue to bless you. The steps got higher and higher. And the second occasion I saw him at first, I was in a concentration camp in Virginia when the Million Man March, days before the actual event, I saw Minister Farrakhan flying up the stairs in a flash. In a flash. And as I see the pictures from that day, Minister Farrakhan was he was moving so fast throughout to get to that monument. He hadn't eaten in physical food. He had fasted almost 40 days and nights. The minister was so clear. Oh, you need to get it. And he talked. He told me, I have a dream, but this man was standing there. Like Elijah Muhammad in 1959 in the U-Line Arena. 59. Elijah Muhammad talked to the white man. It's like his days was gone. And that these people will grow, has planted a seed. And the time will come when I will come for them and give them power and rain down power. Farrakhan has an army. The mother will and the baby planes. 1,500 bombs. That's not for show. He hasn't dropped one. Time to drill into the earth 50 miles and cause an explosion that could be like mountains. That's how the mountains came into existence. We went an extra 5 minutes. I don't come before you. We don't beg you for money. But if you want to give and help us with our mission, may Allah continue to bless you. Your brother Timothy, in truth. Celebrating 53. The age of the Mahdi, when they announced our independence. And I'm waving the flag. Sun, moon, and star. We're fighting for our own. But your self-productions, the tree of life, they gave it to me as proof. Accept your own and be yourself.